So welcome to another Saturday Live. I'm glad to having you tonight. Tonight is a wonderful night indeed. How everyone's Saturday is going. I hope it's going well and everything. I'm glad to have you for another night. So let's kick things off with a lovely word of prayer talking to God, because if it wasn't him, we wouldn't be here right now. So, dear Lord, as I come before your presence, Lord, I thank you for life, thank you for everything, Lord. I want you to bless us while we're here, Lord, and hope that we touch someone tonight, Lord, reaching out to all the people in the four corners of the earth, Lord, and help us to make a difference. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Yes, I'm glad to have you here. Welcome, welcome, one and all, to another Men's Connection on Real Connection, the Med Edition. So, tonight, I have another treat for you guys. So, we have a author here tonight with us. He is 41 years old from Upon Appomattox. I would have to ask him to pronounce that one for me. VA, author of Restoring Hezekiah, Me and Only Me, the player in me, remember them days and changing a generation. He was born and raised in Appomattox, Virginia. He later moved to Philadelphia, PA, to fulfill his goals. I didn't He didn't come from a privileged family, but that didn't stop him from becoming a motivational speaker so he can enlighten and empower troubled youth. In his past life, he struggled with drugs abuse. During his journey, his faith in Christ has blessed him with the ability to help and encourage others who have dwelt with some of the issues, the same issues. Writing gave him hope and another chance at life to walk in his purpose. He didn't want to use his former addiction as a crutch. Instead, he took his, his life lessons and turned them into determination and hard work. After writing his first two books, he attended universities, colleges, and AMP book signings pushed him to want more. His goal doesn't stop at him being an author, because he is so much more. And so, welcome with us, Hezekiah Morris, or Hezekiah Morris. Sorry for that. Yeah, to our life.
You good?
How
You
you doing?
good?
Yeah. So, question. The first question. How do you pronounce that place?
Appomattox. Appomattox.
Appomattox.
Yes,
Appomattox.
Appomattox.
Yeah. So, welcome. How was your day going? How has your
It's
day been
going.
going?
Busy, man. Busy. I stay busy all the time.
Uh, Sounds like you're a very busy man, an author, and all of that, encouraging speaker. I'm really looking forward for you tonight, and I know the viewers are also looking forward to speaking to you.
Yeah, man. It's great to be on the show tonight. Thank y'all for having me on, man.
We're glad to have you. The pleasure is all ours. So, struggling with abuse, addiction. So, what your story was like? Tell me a little bit about your story.
Man, my story is no unique, nothing different than anybody else's story. It's just the struggles and learning how to get through your setbacks. I started with addiction at an early age, drinking at an early age, learning how to smoke cigarettes at an early age, and all them adds up to coming to find that drug or something that you like and you enjoy it, but at the same time, it's mind boggling and it crashes everything around you, takes away everything that you love. And to
Yeah,
fight back and to have that hope and determination to say, I can get through this. I take one step forward, I take one step back. I take two steps forward, I take three steps back. But just like a baby falls down 7 times and gets up 8,
Yeah.
we as human beings, we do the same things. So we have to learn from our mistakes through
Yeah.
living experiences. We never experienced that. How can we tell somebody else how they are to be or what they go through if we never experienced? And so what my books do, it touches on my experiences going through these addictions and trying to be light and peer pressure.
Yeah, I get you. I get you, man. You said it's no unique story, but it must has been unique because no two person thinks the same, no two person are the same. So even though you might be going through the same circumstance, wouldn't be the view of the circumstance be different because of different people?
See, for me, my story is not unique. It's just unique the way I tell it.
Oh, I get you. I get you.
You see what I'm saying? And
Uh-huh.
like dealing with all the addicts, we love every one of them because regardless, we have to come to find a power greater than ourselves.
Yeah,
And we have to learn how to love ourselves because no one really taught us how to love ourselves. That
and
was the
that's
hardest thing for me to do, was to have that self-love. I always wanted somebody to love me because I didn't love my own self. And how could I
yeah.
love somebody and how could I love somebody else when I didn't even love myself?
That's understandable. It's like you were feeding on someone else's
Hmm.
love to
Hmm.
fill that love that you lack for yourself.
Hmm. And if they told me they hated me, I felt like I hated myself because I was
And there
going
was
off of
someone
somebody
else.
else's feelings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
So that growth and that strength of being alone and trying to fight through your fears, mental health in the Black community is real rampant right now because we are not touching on the basis that we need to help us. We all think we can sweep it under the rug when we can't anymore, no longer, because
Yeah.
now we're getting that face value. It's right in front of us every day.
Hmm. So you said you were addicted to drugs. Usually, when you're addicted to drugs, is when something is going wrong in your life, and you just need that comfort, something to just take you away from actually facing what was there. So, what was that thing that made you turn to drugs?
For me, it was my feelings. I didn't want to feel. I didn't want to
Oh,
feel down. I didn't want to feel up. I didn't want to have no feelings at all. I wanted to
yeah.
be. I wanted to be where the drug made me feel good. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I get
You,
what
you,
you
you
said,
kinda-
man.
and for me, I just didn't want to feel because feelings hurt. And I don't want to feel pain. I don't want to feel anger. I don't want to feel resentments. You know,
Yeah,
I wanted to feel love, like I was part of something.
I get you. I get
And
you.
and doing drugs took me away from all that.
Oh, yeah. It made you high, and you just feel like you're flying.
And in actuality, it was hurting everybody around me. Everything that I touched didn't
Mhm.
produce. You know,
And you're also hurting yourself.
exactly. In the meantime, yeah.
Yeah, I understand. But the thing is, is it? Are you saying that society actually influence you in a way where it paints a picture about men don't feel? Was that one of the reasons?
Yeah, we're taught that. Yes, oh, definitely, because we're taught that from an early age. You're a man. You're not supposed to have feelings. You're not supposed to get emotion. You're supposed to suck it up and keep going. Man, it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I have to cry just to feel that feeling. I do have emotions. We're not supposed to just suck it up. We need to let it out, and it's hard to connect with other men because if they're saying you're not being manly, they're saying you're soft or you're sensual or you're sensitive. When it's not about that, it's like we need somebody to talk to because we're feeling bad. We're down on ourselves. And if we go to our women, we're scared. They're gonna think, well, you're not strong enough. I need a
Hmm.
strong man. I don't need a weak man. So
Yeah,
we
I get you.
just bottle all that frustration and anger up inside of us, and we try to find a way to escape from that.
And I think the most diminishing term that they use whenever you're actually showing feelings that they say you're behaving like a girl. And no man want to hear say, me a tough man, me want be no girl. You get me? I said.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
and I think it's just one of the poisons that we feed our children from very young age. Even
Hmm.
here, when a male fall them and they start crying because they're feeling pain. No man, we look on them and tell them brush it off, man. I just want little cut, man. You're a man, you're for tough.
Exactly, exactly.
And the thing is, I think whenever this is bottled up so much, is that whenever you reach that age, you don't know, it becomes so overwhelming that
Hmm.
you look at drugs to solve it because you have so much bottled up feelings. And it's like when it's just the pressure, as when they say pressure bust pipe. I don't know if you've ever heard that
Yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And we can't say it's peer pressure, but at the same time, you're getting pushed by your peers, and you're looking for the love that you didn't get at home. So you're trying to
Uh-huh.
find that love on the streets, and if you're seeing somebody else doing it, you be like, well, maybe I can be accepted too. So it's it's a long list of things that contributes to addiction.
Yeah, I get you. So you said in the streets. What was it like? What was life like in the streets?
Uh, it was fun, but also it was scary at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Because at any day you can wake up the next morning, you can see your friend be gone. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Or somebody shooting up the block, or some craziness is always going on. But it's camaraderie, but at the same time, everybody is snakes. You don't know who to trust in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So
Because
it's and sometimes in the streets, it's every man's for himself. You live by a code of the streets. The snitches get stitched. Everything that connects you to the streets, you are streets, and so
yeah,
you have to. So you're picking up an identity that's not you, but you're trying to flow on this persona. That's just who I am. This is the image I want now.
yeah, yeah.
Not everybody is built for the streets. Not everybody is gangster. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Because
And
as what you said, not everybody's a gangster. Just like how not everybody can be a doctor.
hmm yeah,
Because, because if everybody's a doctor, where is there going to be room for teachers and garbage collectors? Because each person has their important roles.
I have a big problem with everybody that gets saved wanting to be ministers.
Uh huh.
Because if everybody is ministers, who's going to teach?
That's
Who's
true.
going to who's going to be willing to learn? Who's going to be willing to listen? If everybody's the teacher, who are the students?
Hmm. If everybody's the leader, who is going to be the follower?
Exactly.
And that's, I think, I think, no, I think everybody always look up to people without
hmm
like they're having their role model, but they just want to copy the person instead of just using the person as a way to try to improve themselves, but not to
hmm
be like the person. Because
Exactly.
no, even if you're a twin, no two person is the same.
None, not none at all.
And I think one of the biggest issues is finding your uniqueness in this world of 6 billion people, or more than that. I don't even
Where are
remember.
your what is your happy place? What is your
What's my
talent? That's
yeah.
that's 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 what it is. What are you good at? What are your talents? And you know what? You will never know what your talents is. Even when you start using them, you don't
Hmm.
know. Somebody will tell you what your talents is.
Hmm.
Like they'll be like, "Man, that was a good book," and I'll be like, "That book sucked,"
Yeah.
and they'll be like, "No, that was a good book." And you're like, "Well, maybe I can write a novel one and a novel one."
Mhm.
They're like,
Yeah.
"You're very talented," and you start to glow and you start to feel good about yourself. You're like,
Yeah.
"Okay, God,
Yeah.
now I know what I'm talented at." I wish I'd have known earlier in life. But now I know it's something that I can do that's very pleasing and it's not illegal.
I get you. And another thing too, is the problem with where whenever you have a talent and you find something you're good at, we
Mhm.
tend to look at the best in the thing, and then that becomes as if we see it as the perfection goal. And if just get up and just do it instantly, you don't have that
Mhm.
talent. And I think instead of trying to improve what you have, you just automatically want to wake up into greatness without working for it.
Oh man, I feel like that every day. It's like, man, I just need all this money now. Can I skip to the hard part and just get the money? But it don't work like that. You have to really grind and put your feet out there on the pavement. And people don't understand how busy you be all day, and
Yeah.
it's not easy. They don't. Everybody thinks writing a book is easy. It's not. It's hard. Like I've been up for almost a week straight trying to write this book, and it's been mentally draining.
Yeah, I get you.
You know,
Because even
because you have that passion and that fire
mhm,
inside of you that wants to give your fans and your supporters something good to read. It doesn't
mhm,
have to be 600 pages or 500 pages, but if it's your heart in that book,
yeah.
you will know.
hmm So what was it like in your lowest moment? That was moment when you say, "No, sir, I can't bother walk the road. One turn back." No.
Man, my lowest moment was when I didn't know if I wanted to live or die, and
What
how
was?
I would make it out of the situation that I was in. I had lost everything. I had even lost a peace of mind. I felt alone and I felt afraid. And for me, it wasn't
Mhm.
even me. It had to be God.
Yeah, I get you.
He told me, do not worry. His footsteps walked in front of me,
hmm
and I held on. And it still wasn't easy. It still every day wasn't a good day, but I had hope. I had determination. I had a will to not fail.
hmm
I didn't take no for an answer. I kept pushing. I kept moving. When I got to a point, I can decide where I can say no to it. I don't have to accept everything.
hmm
I can say no sometimes.
So the addiction story. What were you? What were some of your addicts? What were some of the things you were addicted to?
Oh man, sex, drugs, alcohol. I'm an addict. I can get addicted to anything that I can overuse for my own enjoyment or entertainment. I can have too much food. I can have too many women. All it says everything that I seem to take. So what I'm learning now, or what I've learned, I learned how to love myself,
hmm
to be okay with just being with me and being alone
Yeah.
and walking this walk alone and being somebody's friend instead
hmm
of using and abusing people.
hmm So when did you become conscious of you being an addict? Because people tend to like say, "No, man, I'm not really addicted. It's just a little one and two time. Not that bad." We tend
When
to
when
just say, "When did you realize it was an addiction and you decide that it's time
um
to make a change?"
man, there's been plenty of times of that. You just know.
hmm
When you at rock bottom, you have a feeling inside of you that's telling you, what are you gonna do?
hmm
Are you gonna quit or are you gonna give up? It's a deep feeling that God puts inside of you. Do you want to quit or do you want to live?
So it was as if your conscience was playing on you,
Oh,
saying, "All right."
you're conscious of it. You know when you're about to self destruct,
hmm
when you have no food to eat, when you're down on your last and you're sitting there and you're in a fetal position and you're crying out to God or whoever's listening, you
hmm
know.
Yeah, I get you. So you said it wasn't easy growing up in your home. What was some of the things that made it hard for you?
Just to be noticed, to be loved, to be accepted, and dealing with being okay in my own skin. I didn't like being dark. I didn't like being sure. I didn't like having a gap in my teeth, so I didn't like the person that I was. So growing up, I always tried to be somebody that I wasn't.
Mhm. So we're going to take a break and we're going to take a look at the comments and see what our viewers been saying in the comment section. So Elliston is saying Medea, so he's letting you know he's here.
All right.
And Sekem Kuji, yeah, that name is hard to pronounce, but I think it's Kuji Chagulia, a friend of mine. Yo, this is fresh still. And Shanika is saying she's here. And she's
Mhm.
actually agreeing with you, letting you know, yes, the key is determination. So never give up. So Elliston is asking you a question. How do someone know they are addictive to sex?
You want me to answer that?
Yeah, that's your question.
Um, when it's all you think about, when it's interrupting your everyday lifestyle, when you're watching porn all day long and you got a woman in the house, when you everything that you do revolves around sex. You don't want to have conversation, and you just worried about when you're going to get your next fix of sex.
Oh,
And and
yeah.
and porn is one of the things that, oh Lord, I was addicted to porn really bad. And I taught myself like, now it's just like an afterthought. Now we are human. We're going to make mistakes,
Hmm.
but once we find out our shortcomings, we have to pinpoint it and be willing to work on that.
And be conscious of it because when you're addicted,
Hmm.
it's like subconsciously you just go to the things without even being conscious, and the
Yeah,
moment of consciousness is like you lose it. It's like sometimes you start do it and it's just like you don't realize it until afterwards.
I didn't know I was addicted to sex until my life became uncontrollable.
Oh,
When I'm like, man, I got four partners at one time. What is really going on?
four. So you were good at time management to manage four.
I'm like, I'm over one chick's house. I got to get up and leave. Look, I'm trying to have windows open, and I'm like, oh my god, yeah, unmanageability,
so you,
unmanageability.
wait, so you didn't have a schedule where you say, all right, Monday, we're gonna visit Keisha. Tuesday, we're gonna visit
Yeah.
Peach.
Th-
Or something
Oh,
like
this
that.
this one I got to pick up from work. This one I got to go see it this time. This one the late night one. This one nobody knows about. This one I want to keep. No, man, it's a hard job, man. It's stressful.
But how did you manage four and not letting them find out? Did they even find out or
They did eventually, but after that, it was all played out. I was exhausted. They was exhausted. So, it ended up good.
so you
We
didn't
moved
get
on.
hurt or anything or
Yeah, I mean, it was some hearts hurt, but we was adults.
oh
You
yeah,
know.
but four one time, yeah, you have your time management skills up there, man. But
Yeah.
it wasn't
Now,
four
now, now
relationship.
I get now what I get is I don't have enough time because I'm writing all the time and I'm busy all the time. Now I don't have time for a woman now. See how
Oh,
God works? See how God
yeah.
works?
Uh-huh. But were you, for the four of them, were you emotionally attached to all four, or was it a case where it was just, you know, to pass time,
Remember,
basically?
remember, remember I said I didn't want to feel.
Oh, so it was just more like, yeah, man, we just
So I
as a
just
nice
locked,
little.
I
Yeah.
locked to the brain and locked to the heart.
So you said none of them got through to your heart? None?
Nope.
You've never met a woman that got through your heart?
I've met women that got to my heart, but at the same time, I always kept my blindfolders off.
Oh,
Like
I
the two
get
of us, we're going to play this game. Let's play
Uh-huh.
it.
So we're going to take some more comments. So it's true, acceptance of oneself is important, and that is true. Don't you agree with that?
Yep, I sure do.
Because I think
We,
the moment you start accepting yourself is the moment there's a major shift.
when you're second guessing yourself, that's when
Yeah.
the shift is. When you're second guessing yourself, you have to be true to yourself
Uh-huh.
and true to
Yeah, I
who
get what you're
you
saying.
are.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And realizing like when you're true to yourself, it's like it changed the ball game. It's like, for example, when you know about, I think they call it soccer, but over here we call it football. So
Yeah.
whenever you're there right in front of the goal, the moment they start second guess yourself, the defender run in and take away the ball, or
Hmm.
you shoot and miss. But the moment you're confident, you just take a shot and nobody can stop it. So
Yeah.
it's like there's a different thing
Hmm.
when you start accepting yourself. So I really agree with you. This video about Adanika Garden about acceptance, and it's really true. Lol, time management, Lamar. That's the only way I'm seeing it. Is like four relationship is like managing four different businesses. You have to put in the time in each of them, because you
Hmm.
really don't want none of them left,
Yeah, that's true.
You have to feel like all of them have to feel equal, so you get what I said?
Hmm.
Even though say you still
And,
sometimes might have your favorite still.
and you know, women is all about attention.
Uh-huh.
So you got to know how to manage that attention. If one is not getting enough attention, they start thinking like, something's going on. So you have to manage that now.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Because
this one needs this much attention right now.
uh-huh. Because the less attention, they feel like something will go on, and then they start questioning you, and them time you're getting a one sticky situation.
Hmm.
So someone is saying, yes, it doesn't make sense to have so many women, but you see God is able to break the barriers, and that is true indeed. And remember, guys, to stay tuned for the giveaway, because we're going to have a giveaway and his book. Trust me, it's a good read. It's a good read. But I'm not. You were addicted to sex and drugs, and you're saying how you would feel, because you know, say when you're addicted to drugs. I've never been addicted to drugs, but I've heard that you just bring it to a state of mind where you just not feel nothing. But what was it like in that state? If you were supposed to explain it, how did you feel during that state?
I really can't explain it now because it's been a while. So it's like for me, I don't really talk about it as much now because it's all about recovering now.
Uh-huh.
You
So
know,
you don't
it's
really
about
want to.
it's about growing and changing my mindset and thinking because you don't think when you're on drugs. You do things that you'll never think about doing. But when you recover and you're clean, you'll think about ways to arrest it, to keep it at bay, to
Mhm.
maintain. keep that maintenance up so you won't have to go back to the drugs.
Uh,
You got to learn how to live with yourself. You got to learn how to be self-sufficient. You got to learn how to now do things that you never did while you was doing drugs. You got to learn how to take a bath. You got to learn how to wash dishes. You got to learn how to clean your house. That's some of the things you didn't do while you was on drugs. Now
mhm,
that you're clean, you're learning all this stuff again. You're learning how to feel. You're learning how to be self-sufficient. You're learning how to grow as a man. You're learning how to be a responsible adult. You're learning how to be a productive member of society. Because when
mhm.
you're on drugs, you're stripped of all of that.
And also, I know I've heard that a lot of people spend their last money on that bag or
Yeah,
bag.
you do that. You do that. Yeah, you spend your money. Yeah, that's the first thing to go is your money.
So how did you bounce back financially after having a lot of low moments? Because you're spending your last money on this thing that's not really wouldn't be an investment. It would be
You
tearing
you
you down.
grow you grow through what you go through.
Hmm.
And what you do, you come up with a plan. You come with a financial plan. You put money back. You give it to you give money to other people to hold for you, to keep for you. You
Hmm.
get a savings account, a checkings account, one that you can't touch, or if you do touch it, you get penalized for. You come up
Yeah.
with different kinds of ways to keep your hands from your money.
Until
And
you're
and some people be like, why you ain't got no money? Well, you doing this and you doing that? Because I put it where I can't get it.
I get you.
but
Because some
but that's
under
a safety net for me.
hmm hmm because understanding where you are financially is really a key
Mhm.
thing because you have to know where you stand with money. Some people are just heavy spenders. Your hand heavy
Because
when
money,
it comes
money,
to money.
money, money is a big trigger. You don't even have to be on drugs to have a money problem. You could
Uh-huh.
have a shopping problem, a eating problem, or just want to spend money problem.
hmm You just see a nice thing and just automatically you don't need it, but automatically as you see, no man, you really want that. No, sir. You have to know where you stand with money because if you can't control yourself, but
Mhm.
you have to know your situation and restrain yourself from that. Saying, all right,
Mhm.
restrain. I think yeah.
Yeah.
And I get you. I really understand what you're saying, but what was really your turning moment? Because you're talking about
Oh
being
man,
low, being addicted.
my
When
turning point,
was your
my turning
life
point,
changing moment?
my turning point was when I got incarcerated and I wrote my first book. That was the turning point. That's when I said something good got to come out of this.
Hmm.
I have this to stand on. And when I wrote my first book, it wasn't even for me. It was for my partner. Because she was like, I'm tired of struggling. I was like, well, I'm gonna write this book and
Oh,
this
I
book
get
gonna come out. And I'm gonna push it as hard as I can for you.
you.
But in turn, I guess God had other plans. And I ended up pushing it as far as I could push it.
Hmm.
And what it did, it gave me that hope. It gave me that strength.
Hmm.
It gave me something that made me feel proud of. I did this. This is what I did right here. And it's all me.
Yeah, I get you. So
And when
what
I
was it
did my
like?
first, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you go ahead. When you did your first.
When I did my first book signing, it was like, wow, here I am at Columbia University doing a book signing.
Hmm.
Here I am at Howard University doing a book signing. Here I am at Georgetown University doing book signing.
Hmm.
And I'm like, is this for real?
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to be proud of yourself. You have to congratulate your own self. People might think you're bragging, but it's not bragging because they don't know where you come from. They haven't walked in your shoes. They haven't traveled your path. They haven't seen the things that you've seen and the horrors that you have been through. So when I tell you that it's not bragging, I'm congratulating myself.
Uh-huh.
It is truly an honor of what I go through and what I do. I don't have no manager. I don't have no project. I do it all on my own
Hmm.
through hard work and determination and faith in
I
God.
get
And I don't
you.
want to lose that.
Yeah, I understand. But really, like from addict to a blessing. You know,
Addicts are the most talented people in the world.
I don't like from addict to a blessing. It's like sometimes we've heard a lot of people. Oh my God! Let's really take some comments, like, because I know that I'm not the only one who is astonished by this story.
Hmm.
Yes, it doesn't make sense to have. Oh yeah, that was Shanika. We looked at that. What steps did you take to reach where you are now mentally? And I've heard people say it's important to talk about it. And are you
Um,
still recovering from your addiction? So let's take it
um,
one step at a time. So, what steps did you take
I'm
to
gonna be.
reach where you
I'm
are
always.
mentally?
I'm always gonna be recovering. I still go to meetings. I still do step work. I got a therapist. I got a psychiatrist that I talk to on a monthly basis because
Mhm.
this is who I am now, and
Yeah.
I want to keep up my health. I want to keep doing the right things. I want to keep on the path that God wants me to be on. So I have to be on top of things. And
Mhm.
in order for me to do that, I have to stay connected to be protected.
Yeah, I get you. Whoa, that was clean. You have to stay connected to be protected.
Hmm.
You sure you don't have a little inner poet inside of you?
No, I'm not a poet. Is that some cliches and slogans that you hear while you go into these meetings and stuff that stick with you and teaches you,
Oh,
you know?
uh-huh. But
And
from
I'm
addict,
always listening. You gotta always be willing to learn.
you're a walking miracle, you know, because I've learned about a lot of addicts who are nowhere to be found, who are not even here right now. From
I've
an
seen
addict,
addicts. I've seen addicts overdose. I've had my friends overdose. I've seen people that's died in front of me over overdose. So it's real.
mhm, and seeing all of that, like, whoa, from being addicted to a blessing.
Hmm.
So Elliston is saying you go grow through what you go through. You
That's right.
sure? You sure? Because I heard you said that line, you know. You sure
Hmm.
there's not a little poet
Yeah,
that is sleeping inside
I
of you
said
that
it. You
you're,
go through what you go through.
yeah, that's a poetic line, you know.
Hmm. I actually was talking to a friend today, and that's what I told her. I said, you grow through what you go through.
Hmm. And that is indeed true.
Hmm.
But it's all about your perspective because you can use that thing that you're going through as a thing to tear you down, or you can use
Hmm.
it as a thing to building
Or
blocks
you can
to
use,
move forward.
or you can use it as a crutch to stay stuck.
Uh-huh. But
You know.
nobody wants to stay still, you know.
See, we always want somebody to feel sorry for us.
Uh-huh.
Oh, woe me. Oh, pity me. Nah.
Oh, poor me, poor me.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God,
Okay.
why
Tell me,
me?
tell,
Oh
tell
my
me, tell
God.
me, tell me how I could be ready to go get it. Teach me how to get from point A to point B,
Uh-huh.
and then I
And,
can handle it from there.
uh-huh.
Don't
But we
talk
don't
about
have,
me while I'm down. Help me up,
uh-huh.
and we
And
help each
also,
other up.
not only help me up, but teach me how to stay up.
That's
Because
right.
what if you're not there? How would I get up the other time I
Hmm.
fall down? You see, we tend to just want a quick fix, somebody who to just lift us up and put us up at a
Hmm.
place. But how can you teach me? Teach me so I can learn to do it on my own.
Hmm. And see, we got people today. If I run up the steps, they want me to put the elevator back down so they can come on up. It doesn't work like that. If I put in the hard work, I want you to work hard with me, and then we can enjoy the fruits of our labor. But if I'm always running up the steps and you always catching the elevator, it's not going to work like that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Turning points are important. Proud of you, Ezekiel. That's Shanika.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hezekiah. Hezekiah. Sorry for getting your name wrong. Sorry.
It's okay. Everybody does.
Another one said, "Come on, boast in a God, Elaine boys." I don't know if you know Elaine, but so Elaine, it's like she would be like, "Come on, boast in a God, high pitch and everything, and flare on and everything, big excitement." So indeed, you have to boast because from addict to a blessing, you're a walking miracle, you know.
Thank you.
You're a winner in this race because many addicts fall out. As what you say. Amen, bro. I felt that.
Thank you. Thank
So someone is saying, yes, you have to keep working at it.
you.
Stay connected to be protected. You see it? Your line a stick,
Mhm.
man. Stay connected to be protected. But I
Mhm.
think that line never left me, you know. I appreciate that you are not letting your guard down. It's easy to fall back into the pit. So staying
Mhm.
connected will definitely keep you protected. The line of the night. Yes. So you said, what was it like writing your book?
Oh man, it it felt like a huge burden was taken off of me.
Uh-huh.
Just writing it on paper. Like it takes me to a happy place where there's no
Mhm.
pain, nobody's judging me on who I am, and I
Mhm.
give you me in all of
Mhm.
my book. I
So
give
you were
you
saying,
my different personalities, my different ways, my feelings, my emotions, my downfalls, my setbacks, and I'm giving it to you in my books. And I'm telling a story where I'm letting you feel how I feel. And you feel that it's real and you're right there with me. And you're like, wow, I felt that.
mhm. So it was as
Instead of go
yeah,
ahead.
no, sorry.
And it's like when I'm writing the paper that's talking to me, like, get it out, let it out. Tell
Mhm.
me how you feel. What's going on with you? Who are you? What is your name? And I do that.
Uh-huh. So it was as if the book was your first therapist.
And always reality, it is my therapist.
So it was as if it was that place where you could go and talk without being
Mhm.
judged. Even though he couldn't speak back to you, it felt so welcoming. It's like the book was the best listener you've ever had in your whole life because it was just there. It was peace and quiet, and you're just writing how
You
you
know,
feel.
you know how you're a little kid
Uh
and
huh.
you have that imaginary friend that you talk to all day.
Uh huh.
That's how I feel when I'm writing. I got this imaginary friend that I get to talk to all day, and it doesn't judge me. It doesn't talk back. It only listens.
And even sometimes when you're right, yeah, imagine what that said to sometimes, like yeah, say, really? Like it's like
And I'm reading it, and I'm like, wow. And you
uh-huh.
like, and it's like each book you finish, you get better,
Hmm.
you get better, you get better. And when I sit it down, I'm mentally exhausted. I'm like, okay, this is it. This is it.
Yeah, I get
Job
what you
well done. I'm finished.
understand what you said.
Hmm.
Oh, but walking miracle.
Thank you. Thank
Did you have people who were instrumental in aiding you in your journey to break the
you.
cycle of addiction in your life?
Oh man, I have plenty of people that support me. My mentor, she is awesome, man. Awesome. I met her one day in DC and we've been friends ever since. And whenever I need to fall on somebody to talk to or just to get me through, I
Hmm.
call on her. And I have other people I talk to. I have people in the program that I talk to. I have sponsors that I talk to. Just if I'm having a bad day, I have people I can call that support me, that be like, okay, you know what you need to do, you know?
Hmm. I
So
get
what
what
are
you
you
say.
doing? What are you doing today to focus on yourself? Why are you frustrated? What's going on? You know?
Hmm. So Elston is saying, I want to win this book. But to be honest, the book sounds really like inspirational. It's like it's the book that will help you get through some of the problems, dealing with those finding yourself into society, dealing with
hmm
the way you call it, the answers
And
that
like,
are not correct, if you understand.
yes, and like my books go through different phases of my life. Like my first book, I started from my childhood all the way up to while I was incarcerated.
Uh-huh.
My second book is talking about relationships and the relationships I had been in and the pain that I felt from the relationships and the hurt and self-love. Restoring Hezekiah, me and me was talking about self-love.
Hmm.
Remember them days when we was young? Talks about me and my homeboys when we used to be on the streets and how every good thing comes to an end and the troubles that follow you. And then my last book, The Player Me, talks about my alter ego and some of the games that men play on women, and it's just amazing. It's amazing. I just love to write.
It sounds amazing. But you've had a hard life. You've went
hmm
through a lot of stuff. But if you had the chance, would you change that life? Make it much easier, make it different. If you had the chance.
I would, and
But why?
the one thing that I would change, that I would be a better father to my daughter.
Mhm. I understand that. That's a parent. You see, the love that a parent has for a child
hmm
is different. You see, even when you messed up as a parent, I think it's one of the biggest regrets you have in life.
hmm
Well, other than that, would be the only thing you change.
That would be the only thing. Everything
So
else
what?
led me to where I'm at now.
Oh, so you're saying that even you brought success, so you rather to go through the brain to reach that success.
I mean, you got to go through the rain to get to the sunshine. The pot of gold is always at the end of the rainbow. So if it don't rain, you ain't gonna get no rainbow.
Oh, I get you. You see, I really appreciate that mindset because a lot of people don't have that mindset. A lot of people want to just wake up into greatness.
I would love to have had that, but we didn't. So we have to
And
make our own way.
uh-huh. But not a lot of people want to live make their own way. They just want it magically happen. And I
hmm
really appreciate your answer because the rain before the sunshine is indeed a true thing. And I think if you experience the rain for 40 days, the
hmm
moment that sunshine hits, it's like one of the most precious things. I think it helps you to appreciate that rain, that sunshine more. Like,
Yep.
mhm. Because if you experience hate, the moment you experience love, it's like a different feeling.
Because people fade, they come and go every day. We're gonna make new memories with different people. So we have to be willing to sacrifice something to keep going, to keep pressure on, to realize like we got chances. God is a God of forgiveness. So if he can forgive me enough to keep me where I'm at and to keep me going forward, who am I to question him?
Hmm.
Who am I to question him why my life ended up the way it was?
Uh-huh.
He showed me
So,
today that I am a God of all gods.
mhm,
He said, I will have your enemies bow down at your footstool. Did he or did he not?
did
And
it.
it's the blessing today he showed me was when I won the award for author of the year. That was truly an honor. I'm
Mhm,
still overjoyed about that. I was like, wow, that's a blessing.
mhm. I
God
really.
said, here you go. This is your reward for your hard work.
Mhm,
It might have went unnoticed by humans, but not by him.
mhm. So someone is saying, "Hi, Lami. Keep up the great work. Very inspirational." Another person saying, "If you never go through this, you wouldn't born this lovely book."
Absolutely. Absolutely right.
Mhm. That's true indeed. Someone is saying, "Thank you for your lovely book." I think he's saying lovely book because indeed it's a blessing to this world. So you have gone to the graveyard with your talent, because I've heard that the graveyard is the richest place on earth, because a lot of dreams and
Mhm.
possibilities, the answers to a lot of problems has left us without even being getting the chance to even birth.
I always say something at the end of my speeches whenever I speak. Extraordinary, ordinary people do extraordinary things.
Mhm. And so much. But many of the times, but if people are going through what you're going through, even though if they have that extraordinary talent within them, which many of us, I think all of us have that extraordinary thing, it's just we're supposed to find it. But the reason why your story is so amazing is that you never let your circumstances bury that extraordinary thing 6 feet deep, because now you're here letting us know that it's possible to get through addiction and it's
That's right.
possible to be great.
Yep.
And
It
someone is
is.
saying, "Blessing to you, Hezekiah."
Thank
And someone is saying, "Love this." Cheris is
you.
saying, "Love this." And I do love it because this story is motivational. This story has shown us that you can be an addict and still make it out. You can be in a home that doesn't help you find yourself, but you still can find yourself. It's showing that how to take a zero and make it and add 10 to it and make it 100, if based on the writing of it. It's like you've shown it that just being one, trying to be 1% better, always keep on working. The fact that you're staying connected to be protected, that you're never giving up on the opportunity to grow, and that is what makes your story different from many people, because many people give up instead of trying to be 1% better than yesterday and just automatically want to be 100% at the beginning. It doesn't work like that. And the fact that you push on, your level of determination is phenomenal.
Thank you. Thank you.
And somebody saying, what do you think is more important, the process, what you went through, or the end result, and why?
Man, just going through the process builds you up for the end result, I think. The process is where you get it at. It's where you be like, how much strength you got, how much courage do you got? Can you do it or can't you do it? Are you
Mm-hmm,
going to do it or will you do it?
mm-hmm,
How do you feel this morning when you don't feel like getting out of bed, when you don't feel like writing, when you don't feel like doing interviews? Do it anyway. And then that's when you get the results at the end. So I think the process is where you enjoy the most.
mm-hmm. And also, I think when the process make the end result much sweeter, because when you reflect, it's like you're like, Whoa, is this really me? It's like the person you're seeing in the mirror is like a different person you saw 10 years ago. And I really appreciate that. So now, guess what, guys? I think many of you guys are tuned in for this moment. I think this time is the time for your giveaway.
Yeah.
Really, this is going to be great because if I was that winner, we'd have run out the whole of my community afterwards because it's really inspirational.
Are you ready for the question?
Yeah, wait, give me a second. Uh-huh. Are you ready?
Y'all ready?
Viewers, viewers, are you ready? You have your fingers ready. Exercise those fingers ready. So I'll
What
I'll just
quote?
excuse my. I'm just. I'll give you some time.
You ready?
Wait. You know, you have to make them go and exercise, listen to your song. Set me free from my jailer. Set me free from my pain. Set me free from all of the hurt, all of the shame. You're the giver of salvation. You're the giver of life. You are the truth, the resurrection. So who else is ready? So when you send me, I'm bossing on the Lord, bossing on the Lord, the bossing on the Lord. Alright, so now I'll allow you to take the screen and ask your question. I'll just excuse myself and let you get some one-on-one time with the viewers.
Okay. What quote did I say? And it started with stay connected.
You want to repeat the question for them?
What quote did I say that started with stay connected?
Yeah. Come on, guys. This is your time. Let's give them some time. But that's a really good song, you know, Boasting the Lord by Ali. It's a really, yeah, Boasting on God. So we have stay connected to be protected. So is that the one or
Shanika.
she was
Shanika's
paying
the winner.
attention? She even repeats herself.
She's the winner. Yeah. She's the winner.
She even see I answered twice. And you
Yeah.
know the funny thing, throughout the life she's been repeating it so many times.
Yes.
And I'm saying it's really a powerful line still because I've heard it. It's like the line stick. It's stay connected to be protected. And it's
Protected.
really and I get what you're saying. You have to keep connecting. And I want to say congrats to Shanika, and I hope she's not only listening, hearing the words, but also listening to it, and really stay connected to be protected. Stay connected to God
Thank
and
you.
all those positivity in your life, and stay protected to protect you from all the evils and that. But for those who didn't win, we don't say your time soon shine. Your time soon come. But indeed boasting on God. And we have a bossy tune for you again. Wait. And then close.
All right. I wanna thank my family and friends for that support. I want to thank y'all for having me on this show. I want to thank Miss Andre Harris, my mentor. I want to thank author D. N. Miller for always pushing me and motivating me. Wayne Clark, Stephanie Holloway, my daughter Kyla. Oh man,
Mm-hmm.
everybody that supports me, I want to thank and thank you for having me on the show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're going to bust the tune for you.
So, when you see me, me a boss in the land, boss in the land, the boss in the land, boss in the land. God alone, I'm a shield, I'm a king, me a boss, what about it? Me a boss
What's in
in
the
the land,
land?
boss in the land, the boss in the land, boss in the land. God alone, I'm a source, everything, me a boss,
Hey.
me a boss.
All right, thank you guys for being here. But so how can we get connected to you?
Give me the mouse. You know, manager.
So how can we get to you? Like your social media and stuff like that.
Um, Facebook, you can give me at Hezekiah Morris. Instagram at author Hezi.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm on Twitter. Twitter is Hezekiah Morris. And my email is hezmor8522 at gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
My books are on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles, Goodreads. Check them out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and guys, really, you need to get this book because you really are life changing. So Shanika is saying, I really like the line. Thanks so much for the winnings. I want to share the book with Adanika. I really appreciate
You need to say who is the real winner.
the question asked. And Hezekiah, I appreciate your openings. Keep in the straight and narrow. Lamar, good job with hosting week after week. I watch you growing. Stay connected to the to be protected, boasting on God. So there was some technical difficulties, and I really want to
That's,
say,
the show
I
was
really
great.
want, I really want to say sorry to Shanika, but in the end, after realizing it was actually Jade who won, I'm very sorry for the mix-up tonight. I'm very sorry. It was my bad, and I actually feel like Steve Harvey how he felt that night. He accidentally called the wrong name. I'm very sorry. So I want to say congratulations to Jade, but Adanika, but I'm very sorry, Shanika. It was my bad, and I hope you're having a great night, and I hope you come back next week. I'm very sorry for the. So, all right. I want to thank everyone for being out. Steve Harvey, lol, lol. So, yeah, thank you very much, Hezekiah, for being
Thank
here,
you.
and you really made me even look into myself and look at stuff that are taking away my time. So stuff that because I think we all have that little addiction that we all have or that bad habit that keeping stopping us from growing. So I'm sorry. And I really appreciate for you. I really appreciate you're indeed a walking miracle. And thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for coming on. Mhm. And thank you very much, Shanika, for understanding the Miss Club. That's okay. I would have given her anyway. Love. Little love. Steve Harvey. Lord, I cannot manage. Love this show. Yeah, thank you very much. And remember to like, share, and comment. And thank you guys for coming out. Your presence is always welcome. And guys, always aim to be better and always stay connected to be protected. The line of the night. Thank you very much, Hezekiah.
Thank you. You have a good
Uh-huh.
night.
Same to you. The pleasure is all ours, though.
Yes.
Pleasure is all ours. Okay.
Congratulations to the winner too.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right.
Enjoy your night and everything.
You too.
Mhm. Yes, guys, thank you for coming out. So now we're going to close in prayer and hope you like, share, and comment because it was a pleasure for you guys to be here. So, dear Lord, as I come before your presence, Lord, thank you for taking us out through this life, Lord. And thank you for taking us out through this week, Lord. Help us to stay connected to be protected, Lord. And help us to look at the right path in front of us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Thank you very much, guys. See you on Tuesday for Business Talk, Wednesdays for Women Connection, and Saturday for Real Connection, the Men Edition. Thank you very much for coming out.